We have a wide variety of topics here in the upper room. We've done our political part, and now we're going to do our girl part. I've been joined by Dell Scott, and she is a fashionpreneur. She'll explain to us what that means exactly. She's also a motivational speaker, an author, and just an overall out there person. So I'm looking forward to talking to you, Dell. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for coming
Shauna.
on. I met you several months ago on another program, actually, and we connected, and I'm just really looking forward to hearing about what you do, what you're out there promoting.
Well, you know, I call myself a fashionpreneur because I move and do so many things in the realm of fashion. But I've kind of been coined this nickname, the Diva Dell. And people say, well, what is that? And I'm your go-to girl for fashion. You're kind of like a fashion guru. And ultimately, my passion is to empower women to unleash their inner diva. And people say, well, what is your inner diva? And it's that inner brilliance that I believe that all women possess. And I want to help women tap into that, and I do it through the art of fashion. So I am a designer, I am a stylist, I do fashion makeovers, I also sell fashion retail, and I write. I'm a fashion editor for Kish magazine, so I deal with image and fashion. I've done a lot of freelance writing as well. And I also speak. I do presentations on image, the importance of image, not only on a personal note, but also in business, how it can affect your career. And naturally, also an author. I've co-authored a book before, Mrs. Boss, Memoirs of Divas That Hold It Down Fearlessly, and of course, my new release, The Undiscovered Jewel.
I have 1,000 questions.
Okay.
And I have no idea where
I have
to start.
1,000 answers.
Okay, well, my first question is, this doesn't feel like something that would start even in your early, adulthood. This feels like something that started way, way back. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. It's amazing that you asked me that question, because if my mother was here, she would just be in just laughing. I tell you, when I was 5 years old, I can vividly remember wanting to flip through fashion magazines, Vogue, Cosmo. I would just point at the pictures, jokingly. My husband tells me, oh, I can tell you had the 64 box of crayons growing up, because I know all these different colors, chartreuse and fuchsia and things like that. And I have just always been passionate about fashion. Grew up with the Barbie dolls, always wanted to play dress up. So it's funny because even at the age that I am now, it's something that has just been so near and dear to my heart ever since a young age. And, I have a degree in accounting, but ultimately fashion has just always been a passion of mine. And initially when I started my business, Diva Couture, back in 2008, I was just looking to start something fashion retail. And it has just grown into so much more. And ultimately, God revealed to me that fashion is your platform. This is your ministry. And it's the platform that I'm going to use you in order to reach women and empower them to embrace who they really are.
So in doing that and in empowering women to embrace who they are, what are some of the things, like what would you say are the top 3 things that you find yourself saying most consistently?
Mostly just to have women embrace who they are, realize that there's no 2 women that are alike, that you are unique, that you are special. I think a lot of times as women, we become so caught up with the influences, whether it's society, whether, a lot of times we rate ourselves by looking at other women. So a lot of times we start to feel inadequate. And it's amazing because I'm able to have discernment in that area when I'm doing makeovers and when I'm styling as to why women really want the makeover. Is it because they want to enhance who they are, maybe change a couple things, spruce up their wardrobe, or is it because they're trying to alter who they are? So I tend to find that a lot of women don't really embrace who they are. It's a lack of self-love, so to speak. Sometimes it can be a lack of confidence. A lot of times they're looking at rating themselves against other women. So what society tells us is beautiful, aesthetically or not, we tend to allow those influences to kind of, become our mental, our mental war, so to speak, as to how we view ourselves and view others.
We had a guest on, a young author, very young. I'm not even sure. I think this is her first year of college. Her name is Christian Mills. This was the first time she'd ever been on television, and she's just beautiful. And she knows exactly who she is, and it just radiated through her. And listening to you speak makes me, like when I met her, I felt like, I wish all little girls had this confidence. I wish all young teenagers have this confidence and this comfort within themselves to not look like everything they see on TV. Her parents just did a wonderful job in letting her be who she wants to be. So it made me wonder, you've mentioned women a lot, but does any of your work start with teenagers, with teenage girls who are even more so battling the things that we battle as grown women? I mean, it's one thing for us because there's the logical side of us that's saying, I know better, but when you're 16, you don't know better.
You don't, and at that age, I can vividly remember back to my teenage years. I struggled because I was born with eczema. So, for anybody that doesn't know what it is a very sensitive skin condition that can be affected by your diet. It can be affected by climate, stress. So I battled with that, and my physical scars became my mental scars. And I did not feel I was beautiful. I had low self-esteem. I had lack of confidence. When I was 13, I started to, lose my hair. And I had to deal with all these issues on top of being a youth and just trying to figure out who I was and what I wanted in life. And, I've been blessed to have an opportunity in the Christina School District to mentor middle school and high school girls as well. And God has really put it on my heart to really try to touch the youth, because as I mentor with older women, I'm finding out, here's women who are in their 30s, who are in their 40s, and a lot of the issues that they have, they've been battling with this ever since a young age.
Right.
So I'm really being led to definitely focus more in that area, and if I can concentrate and impart into a younger girl and say, hey, you are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. Society may tell you that you have to look this way, but you are perfect the way that you are, and to really embrace who you are. And once you can do that, then you can really move into whatever it is that your purpose to do in life.
So tell me a little bit about your business and what you do.
Okay, yes, Diva Couture. It's fashion retail and fashion services. So there is a website where you can buy anything from upscale apparel, stylish accessories, exquisite jewelry, and I say showstopper shoes. I love my shoes. But I also do personal shopper service for women who are very busy, don't have time to shop, don't like to shop. Believe it or not, there are some women that don't like to shop. I do that too. I do fashion makeovers, fashion styling, but I'm concentrating also more in designing. I'm actually working on designing a full Diva Couture line.
Okay. We have just a few minutes left, so I want to have some time to talk about your book.
Sure.
What is the book about?
The Undiscovered Jewel, Realizing the Brilliance That Lies Within. And this was the revelation that God gave me, that women are all comparable to diamonds. The same way that a diamond has to go through its own unique cutting process, depending on what shape it's going to be formed into, it has its own rare clarity, its own radiant color, and its own carat weight. God has designed women the same way. He's saying that I have to take you through a certain cutting process. So what I'm going to take you through is not going to be like anybody else's. I've colored you a certain way, just like there are diamonds that are different colored hues. I have given you your own specific color. I've colored you in my image, so you are colored in excellence. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. I've given you your own clarity through which I can be revealed. And I've given you your own carat weight that you have to carry in this walk called life. And he's just basically saying that you don't have to look in the world for what you think is brilliance, because I've already placed that brilliance inside of you. So I need you to tap into who you are, realize that you are brilliant, realize that you are spectacular, that you are luminous, that you are extraordinary, that you are rare, that you are brilliant, that you are a precious gem. And once you do that, then you'll be able to fully walk in your purpose and reveal your true self to the world.
That's amazing. So where can people buy your book?
The book can be purchased on Amazon. It can be purchased on dellscott.com and also theundiscoveredjewel.com.
And are you speaking anywhere soon?
I just had a ministry engagement for Greater Works Ministries. That was actually just 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I have a couple other things that are coming into the works, and God is just really opening up a lot of doors for me to be able to get the message out there.
And we can find you at dellscott.com.
Yes.
Okay. Dell, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for coming
Shauna.
on. It was even better than I thought it would be.
Thank you.
Even
Thank you.
better.
I've enjoyed it. I'm honored. Thank you.
Anytime. We want to ask you at home to stay tuned. We're going to run a couple of more Brenda Mayrack and Chris Kuhn commercials, and then Michael will join, and we'll say goodnight. We'll be right back.